Shall we maybe give some people some more chance?
Yeah, let's give more, maybe another 10 to 15 minutes, and then probably we can start. Yeah.
Hi, Brare. I can see Brare is here.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question for the time being while we're waiting for people?
Yes, yes.
The question is personal, but I'm sure maybe it will help others as well. I made a payment last month, which was December.
Yes.
And I submitted a form for a direct debit, and then I got a link to make that payment, which I thought was fantastic. The question I was going to ask, instead of a direct debit, can I just use that link, because I find it quite efficient. It's quite quick as well for this month, which is January.
Okay. What is your name?
I'm good. It's Brian Cotello.
Oh, Brian Cotello, ne?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got which link? You got Ozo link.
Yeah, I got that link, which I thought was probably relevant to a payment for last month. Then I'm just thinking about a payment now for this month, which should be sometime next week. I'm not sure when is month end. Let's say month end is next week.
But what is the link? Which link? There are many links that we use sometimes. Which one? You use the Ozo link. Which link? Do you remember?
Let me just quickly check it, because I got that link via my email.
It's the Ozo link.
Oh, the Ozo link. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And thanks, Ken.
Is the Ozo link, is it for investment, or is it for just payment of membership?
That was membership.
Oh no, that's fine. I thought it's something different.
Yeah. Just to answer you, Brian, like you say, for now, whilst we're waiting for other people. Yeah, if you are comfortable with the Ozo link, works well for you, no glitches, yeah, we'll just continue doing same. I'm making notes here to that effect.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And then I'll do that for next week.
Yeah.
So and then another question.
Can I ask a question? Did you receive your share certificate, Brian?
I received 2 emails. I have to check the other email in details. Apologies. You know, I did this during the peak period, December. You know, December is a little bit hectic. Then I will check my paperwork. But I did receive a couple of emails.
Okay. I'm glad. Thanks.
Yeah.
So you wanted to use the same link again to make some more contributions. Can you give me an idea?
You can do that, and then
did you pay the full? Did you pay the full amount, or how did you pay?
I opted for the monthly.
Oh, monthly.
I'm not sure whether it's monthly for 6 months.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But now, if you're setting up a link, can you do a double this month, please? Because I'm hoping to finish it by end of February.
Okay. Yeah. Can I ask a question, Brian? Would you be keen to be on a debit order, because we have organized a debit order facility now?
The only problem with the debit orders and all that, we've got accounts in South Africa and accounts this end. And then sometimes it can be difficult to operate the account that is in South Africa. If it was a debit order this end, that would be very, very easier.
Okay.
I mean, on my side, I'm going to make about 2 payments, and then that's it. Then there's not going to be more payments again.
Yes, so speaking. Yes, how can I help? Okay, I'm busy now. Okay, I'm just busy now. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No, I hear you, my brother. Yeah, I think it's gonna work better like that, like you say. I'm okay with that.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Anything perhaps that anybody wants to raise whilst we're waiting for other people, your experiences so far, any problems, any concerns, comments whilst we're waiting for other people? Because when the meeting starts, we really want to make it a business meeting, a typical business meeting. We want to hit the ground running and then try and cover as much ground as possible in a short space of time. Anything that anybody wants to raise as a comment, concern?
Backwards is Vuiswa.
Hi, Vuiswa, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much, Vuiswa.
Yeah, thanks. It's just a quick one before the meeting starts, ne?
Yes.
I called you, I think sometime last year.
Yes.
In connection with the subscription, if I could pay, if it's allowed to pay more than the 5,500.
Yes.
And you said no, but now I can see now with the new applications that you've sent that it says 6,000 whatever and more.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
So now how does one then sort of buy more shares or something like that?
Okay. Yeah, if Vuiswa Thomas, is that your surname?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay, Vuiswa. All right. I won't go back as to what I said and I didn't say. Maybe let us make it easy. You can buy any amount of shares for now, my dear. So you can pay as much as you want, and then what we'll do, we'll just keep on updating your shareholding status.
Oh, okay. So I'll just use the same, because now I can see that the amount has increased.
Yes.
Do I pay based on the 5,500 or what?
You can pay what you can afford now more. You can pay more than what you have paid already, because I take it that you have already paid, isn't it?
Yes, I am. I paid full.
Yeah.
Whatever,
so you can you can top up. Yeah, you can increase. You already have shares already, so you can top up on the number of shares that you have.
Okay, I'll deposit. Then I will email you or whatever.
In fact, just to jump a gun a little bit. I know we have not started the meeting yet. In fact, we're encouraging everyone right now to put any money that you have that you think you want to invest. This is the time that all of us need to put our monies where our mouths are.
Yeah, I saw that correspondence. So it means I'll do the EFT transfer. Do I WhatsApp you then that proof of payment?
You can also WhatsApp me, I don't mind. But there is an email always sent to the office, because there's a person dedicated for admin.
Oh yeah, I remember the email. Yeah. Who is the admin?
Yeah, but it's always good to copy me every time you send something. I appreciate it. I don't mind at all.
Oh, okay, good. And then the other thing is, now because when has the amount changed per share or what?
Yeah, the share has not changed. It's still R1 per share. One share is still R1. It has not changed.
Oh, okay. It's still R1, eh?
Yeah, R1 per share.
Okay, good. And then I wanted to find out, because I could see that there were actually people who had invested more, and I could not understand it. Did they buy into PPEs during that time?
Yes, those are the people who invested on the PPEs. When COVID started, we saw an opportunity in actually. Hello?
Yeah, you see, because I was actually on the other SAMMDP WhatsApp, ne?
Yes.
And you just included me not long ago on the Promedical group. So I was surprised that people were actually buying into PPEs that time.
Yeah. Shame. I'm very sorry.
Because,
yeah. So it means accidentally you did not get added to the shareholders group.
No, I didn't, because you added me not long ago, because I was actually not even aware that there was a group like that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's one of those human things, you know, those errors that we make now and again in life. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I understand it. I mean, we're still starting. There's still problems.
Yes.
So I'm not complaining.
I understand, my sister. Yeah, and they also help us. Yeah, and you must also help us. Yeah, help us to raise anything that possibly maybe that you see as something maybe we overlooked or something. If there's any error or any mistake or you suspect something is not right, please raise the flag, guide us immediately. Tell us this is your cooperative. You know, anything. There's no question, no comment that is stupid or unacceptable. Everything is welcomed here.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Great stuff. Thanks, my dear.
Thanks for the hard work.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Barkos, can I ask the PPE one? It was a separate investment. It's not.
Yes, the PPE ones was a separate investment. Those are the people who jumped invested in when the opportunity came.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I know 5 or 6 people.
Last question from me. That's Brian Cotello. Can you hear me?
Yes, Brian.
Yeah, you asked about the certificate. I've just checked it now.
Yeah.
I did get an email indicating that a certificate will be sent.
Yeah.
But I don't remember receiving the certificate.
Okay.
I checked all the emails after that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm noting that one. I'll address it as soon as we're done with this meeting. I'm hoping that also the accountant will join us in this meeting. I haven't seen him yet. I'm sure he's going to join us soon. Probably some of the things he can answer quickly. But don't worry, I'll sort that one out. All will be okay by end of business today.
Beautiful. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Political active as the situation asks to be. So,
okay, guys, we're 24 now. Are we still hoping to get some more people?
In Russia, but being a friend or not.
There's 2 more who will be joining a little bit later that I know of.
Yeah.
So, Brian, are you in the UK?
At the moment, yes.
Okay, can you send me your number? Is it possible to send me your number?
No worries. I'll do that after the call.
Quote unquote LGBT propaganda. And for other people, for some local Novosibirsk deputies who got arrested the day before this. The police, everything that happened today. So I'm not for Navalny or only, but I'm for showing up and showing government that there are a lot of people who think that many things in Russia are going very not very good way, very wrong way.
Here you go, Nick Daniel. Thank you very much for your time. It's very good to speak to you. We're glad that it passed off peacefully in your city, and we will see what happens elsewhere, particularly in Moscow. Thank you. In his second day in office, President Joe Biden warned Friday that the economic crisis in the United States was deepening. He said he would take action to help families struggling to afford food because of lost income due to the pandemic. Mr. Biden was calling on Congress to authorize a $1.9 trillion relief package.
Okay, guys, it's, the time now is 1:20. Yeah? And I don't see anyone on the waiting room so far. It's a bit quiet. We are about 24 in this Zoom meeting. I don't even see. Okay, somebody else is coming in. Can we start?
A lot of America's hurt. The virus is surging.
Eddie?
I think we can start.
Can you start, Eddie?
Yeah, I suggest we start.
Okay. So, all right. And then as a matter of procedure, I'm sure everyone knows. Okay. Okay, somebody's sending me WhatsApp, sorry.
COVID-19 practically passed in December with the first step. As I said at the time, we need more action, and we need to move fast. You can start with
Okay, so someone just sent a WhatsApp. Okay, guys, please let us get started. We'll start slowly, and with the hope that we'll gain speed as the other people join in. Let me welcome you all. And just as a matter of procedure, I'll mute everyone for now, and then if someone wants to speak, and then he can or she can just mute himself or herself. Let us see what 26. Let's see. Okay, let me admit some more. There are some more people coming. Okay.
Marcos.
Ah, Yoli. How are you?
Hello, why don't you? I'm good, man. I'm good.
I'm okay,
why
my dear.
Don't you someone else the host so that you don't get disturbed by people coming in?
Yes, yeah. Can you be the host?
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, and then I must see you here to change and make you a host.
I must be at the bottom. I'm white.
Yeah. Let me check you. I don't see you here.
At the very bottom of the participants, I'm sure, because it normally sorts us out by.
Oh yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you now.
Yeah.
I see you now. Okay. Yeah, you are now a host.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Yoli.
No, I'm not yet.
Not yet?
That red thing is still against your name.
All right.
I think you made
you made Nomusa. Nomusa, can you be the host then?
I made Nomsa.
Yeah.
Okay, Nomsa. Yeah. Can you do that, Nomsa? Nomsa?
Which Nomsa? You.
Rapesu.
Wow. Okay.
Marcos, can I suggest that you don't make them host, you make them co-host?
Co-host, yes.
You still remain host.
Oh, okay.
Because they want to share some documents and you won't be able to share them if you.
Oh, yes.
So just make somebody co-host, and then you remain the host.
Yes. Thanks, brother.
So Nomusa's got to make you co-host once more.
Okay. Are you doing that, Nomusa? Are you doing that? Nomusa?
Hello.
Are you doing that?
I thought you meant the other Nomusa because I've joined with the mobile, so I may not be able to share a document through it. I didn't join through the computer.
I think Yoli can be a co-host as she has suggested.
Now we say Nomusa should make Bakos the host now. And then Bakos can make Yoli co-host.
Yes.
Okay. Nomusa has got to start the action because she's the one who's the host now.
Nomusa?
Okay. Prare.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you disappeared now. I thought I was going to quickly, because they come and they go now. I'm chasing the around now, okay?
No, I'm still here. Nomusa is still the host.
Okay.
Oh, you're the host. Oh, no, you're the host now. So you can make Yolisa. Yeah, you make Nolisa. No, still no. Nomusa is still Nomusa Rapes. Nomusa Rapes has got to make you host.
I don't even see my screen.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Well. I'm looking for you here, Nomsa.
Good people, I only joined late, so I don't even know where it started. So it's Nomusa Rapesu Manumalo that is talking. So that's why I say I don't even know where we are right now. I just sent a message to say I'm sorry I joined late.
Yeah,
I think maybe you meant to Nomsa Sibia.
No. They made you co-host by mistake.
Okay, all right. But I'm using a mobile, so I may struggle to share.
If you're using a mobile, go to your, where it's like a microphone.
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, go there and then you will see where it will change. Or if it doesn't show there, go where it shows 3 dots.
That is for more. 3 dots are for more.
Yeah, they're for more. But then okay, go and click on that list of participants and look for Dr. GML.
Okay, right.
If you have you found him?
Yes.
Yeah, go and click next to his camera.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see where it says assign a host. Next to his name, there's a microphone and there's also a bit of a camera as well.
It doesn't. It just says make a host. Is that one, make host?
Yes, click that one. Well done. You did it. Well done.
Yeah, so don't lose control, Bakos.
Yeah.
Make somebody co-host, not host. Because once you make them host, you lose control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fortunately today, we don't have documents to share. Maybe for today, it will make it a bit easier. Okay. Guys, if you agree with me, I suggest that we start. We are about 30 participants now.
Okay.
If it's okay with everyone, I'm sure we can start.
No problem.
Okay. Welcome all again, and thanks for giving away your time to attend this very important meeting. There are 2 main items that we are going to discuss today. As usual, we always start our meetings by, I'm sure, Nomsa, you are taking care of the people in the waiting room, né?
I'm trying to, but I don't think I'm winning.
Okay, because it looks like
somebody else.
Make a co-host.
It looks
make
like
somebody co-host.
Yeah, I'm still the host.
Yeah, I think you can make somebody co-host, not host.
Yes.
I think Morongo, just be a co-host because you may be connected on a place where you can be able to see anything. I lost the 2 phones last week. Yes.
Nomsa she's saying she's got a problem because she's logged on her phone. So just choose another person.
Another person, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make a co-host.
Any name you can
make me co-host.
Okay.
You can see my name or Morungwa's name
Oh, Eddie's name as well is there.
Okay, it's fine. I'll tell you the person that I've chosen now.
Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll tell you right now. Just give me a sec. Prare, I'm actually looking for you as well. Yeah, let's see.
You're way down. Capital, it's out.
You can put me on, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. If I get you, Eddie, I'll give you. If I get Prare, I'll get you. I'll give it to you. But I don't see your names, you guys. I went right to the end.
Marcos, whose name do you see? Just mention the first name you see.
Yeah. I'll tell you now, my dear. I see a lot of names. Tutula. Must I make you Tutula? I'm just taking a name that I see now. Spusi Sonko, there's Jake, there's Lillian.
I mean, with me, I said the problem is that I just got this phone.
Yeah, Brare. Okay, I got Brare. It's fine. Brare, I'm making you a host now. Okay.
Co-host.
Yeah, but there's no party for co-host.
Yeah, I'll sort it out. Fine.
Now you'll sort it out yourself. Yeah. Let me make you a host. Then we move.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So should we mute our phones?
I will mute everybody.
Thank you.
Are you in charge,
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yes, I am now.
You are now.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. Today's focus in this meeting would be on the second item. As a tradition, we always start with the financials because we regard financials as a very important part, a very important part of any meeting of an organization like ours, because it is a reflection of the quality of people in management, and also a reflection on each and every one of us as to whether we are committed to the cause or not. The financials are very simple as of now, as most of you know, that we do not have a lot of accounts. The only thing that we have on the balance sheet is your current assets. We don't have liabilities, and we don't have fixed assets. So the balance sheet, I take it that everyone here in this meeting did receive the documents as I posted them to the chat groups. I posted to the UK groups, I posted to SA group. So can I get an indication as to whether everyone received the financials? Okay, maybe it will come later if people want to raise questions or concerns. All right, so it's very self-explanatory, very simple. So it does not need any explanation. The balance sheet does not need any explanation. I would, however, request that if there's anybody who does not see his name, or maybe you see your name on the members' contributions, and but you don't agree with the amount opposite to your name, please, at question time, raise those issues with me. I will make notes and also respond. So I'm done with the balance sheet. We are sitting at a total current assets of 610,366 rands. And then the other document is a profit and loss. Most of you, I'm sure. Come again? Hello? You will then also appreciate that though there's not that much activity on the profit and loss, but Promedical is in business, and the Promedical account is very busy. Promedical is trading, and we are sitting at a net profit of 57,119. And then, of course, there are figures there that you can interact with. If you have questions, you can always raise questions. If you look at the sales, we have the sales there, 120,072 cents. We have got other sales, 18,618. And then also the sales of the 3-plier mass. Just to unpack that, why those sales, you know, they are named like this, is because Promedical, when COVID started, Promedical identified an opportunity in the market to actually purchase and retail PPEs. We participated in that, and through very difficult market conditions, because there was a severe volatility in the market, price volatility. But we still survived. We still managed to make sure that the people who invested, they still get their returns as promised. So we had to maneuver and switch into other products and services, so as to salvage or to protect against any loss on the people who actually invested on the PPEs. You would appreciate that there was a very high demand at the beginning of COVID, of the PPEs, as the ports were closed. And some of us who managed to lay our hands on some of them locally, the prices were going through the roof, they were sky high. And then when the ports were opened, and quite a lot of products came in from overseas, mainly in China, and then they pushed our prices to the lowest lows. But with our experience, you know, understanding how the markets work, we managed to sort of diversify quickly, and they managed to save the investments of those people who invested in PPEs. So that is a breakdown there. You'll see the total sales. There are 212,598. And then there's a cost of sales as well. Cost of sales is what you would have spent to make your revenue, and therefore, if you take a difference and then get your profit. And then we ventured into quite a number of things. For instance, some medical equipment, and then we also got involved in some pharmaceutical products. And to be honest, in summary, all of them, they are doing very, very well. That is why we ended up with a profit. It's not a big profit, but it's still good, because we still have the inventory as well, and the performance is still okay. So we are not complaining. We are just looking forward to a bright future. The profit already has taken care of a tax, because SARS will always be next to us. So before tax, it is 79,332. Then after tax, and then it's 57,119. Just to put at ease those people who invested, what we have done is, because at the beginning we were running two books for the purposes of accounting. We were running a cooperative book, and also running a wealth fund book, what we call a Promedical wealth fund book, for those people who had invested over and above their minimum joining fee or membership fee. So we were running those two books up until we realized that the accounting was becoming too complex, and therefore what we did, we just decided to coalesce the two. It means the wealth fund, and together with the Promedical, fund, and then they became one. And then we then transferred the monies that the people invested and into Promedical account. And then that is why you will see, if you look at the documents that you have sent, especially when you are looking at the members, and opposite there, you will see also the monies that were paid for the shares. You will see that those people who invested over and above their membership were invested on PPEs. They have got quite a high number of shares that they are holding now. And then that does not take into account, or we have not included their returns on their investment. We only converted to shares their initial investment without the returns on the investment. And then we then wrote them letters to say they must indicate if they want to us to put their returns as well towards their shares, so that they increase their shareholding even more. And some of them have already indicated, I think about 50%, to say, no, they want to put their money back to Promedical to invest in Promedical projects. And then we're still waiting for the other 50% to indicate what is their position as regards to their returns. If they say we should put them into Promedical, we'll do so. If they want it back, and then it will be paid over as their returns on their investment. So I maybe perhaps at this point, Brare, let me pause just to see if there are any questions on the financials, because the next part will be to deal with the funding of the project and opening of the hospital in RDP Sport. I think this is the most important part that can perhaps easily take us a bit longer. But let me pause and see if there's any question, concern regarding the financials.
Yeah, thanks, Marcus. There's also a request that we introduce some of the new people attended this meeting for the first time before we go to question time.
Oh, thanks. So the introduction, what is the introduction about? Introducing?
They say the new people. I don't know, but I don't know. There's a private message to say let's introduce new people. If there are any new people.
Or let us introduce them.
No, the concern is other people are just a guest here. They don't know what is happening here. I for one, I invited a few people to come and listen to this because I want them to join the co-op, but they don't know anything about this co-op.
Oh, okay. Okay, can I suggest something, Brare and my sister? Thanks for having invited other people. We really appreciate that. We encourage others as well to do so. It is good. It makes our work very easy. Can I make a suggestion, if you agree with me, my sister and Brare, that I have a video that I can send to the people for them to know what the cooperative is all about, who we are, where did it start and why, and what are we trying to achieve here. I think that would help quite a lot, because the cooperative concept itself, it's not something that one can just explain in few minutes. You need to take someone through quite a number of things. And number two, Promedical, as such a highly specialized cooperative, also needs a bit of unpacking in various areas. And the other thing is, I'm not quite sure if with the time that we have would be able to handle such an amount of work in trying to unpack the cooperative. Perhaps what I would suggest is that After this, maybe I can get their numbers, and then I will send them the videos. I've got, I regard these videos as being good. I don't know, I've never had any critics maybe telling me that the videos were not enough. I just got information that the people were happy and they understood exactly what the whole concept of cooperative is all about. So that is my humble suggestion. I think that would help us, because I want us to focus on the funding of the project, because that is a burning issue. We're falling behind. Things are moving very, very fast.
Okay, then, thank you very much. I think that's a good idea. Thank you.
Yes, thanks, my dear. Yeah. And then what we encourage the people to do for now, they can listen attentively, and then they will just connect the dots. It means when I give the video, and then they will just be able to connect the dots and say, oh, that is why they were talking like this, because of this. Yeah. No, thanks, my dear. Thanks a lot. Maybe whilst you are there, my sister, Prare, is that, can I take this opportunity to encourage each and every one of us to send me the contact numbers of the people that you know that they may or may not be interested. It doesn't matter. Even if you don't think that they will be interested, send me the number, send me the email. You can just perhaps inform them that you are going to share their contact details with the marketing director of Promedical, Dr. Mkhulise, who is going to contact them and explain more and engage them more about the cooperative. And I hope at the end of the day, I would be able to persuade them to be part of this cooperative. So if each and every one of us, I'm checking here, we're 35. If each and every one of us would just open your phone, there are many colleagues. You have got we chat every day. So we've got so many colleagues that we know. We just look at your phone, you go there on your contacts, and then take those numbers, send them to me. But of course, you need to get permission. I mean, I'm sure, you know, our colleagues are not easily impressed with people who just share their contacts without their consent. So get the consent, and then let us share that information. Send it to me. I'll make sure I contact each and everyone. We need to move, guys. This train is moving, and it's moving very fast. And to me, it would seem that if we don't jack up now, we may actually be left out. And I suspect that if we are left out of this train, we may be left out for a longer period of time, because other people, other nations are not sitting, they are not snoozing. They are building up, they are closing every little corner that you can think of. The only nation that seems to be a bit relaxed and I would say, yeah, I would say relaxed is us. So we need to move and move very, very fast. Right. Having said that, let me go now straight to the second part. But let me, Prare, maybe take questions on the financials before I go to the second part.
Okay, I think anybody who wants to speak can unmute themselves.
Okay, colleagues, in the absence of any question for now, perhaps the questions will come up later. You are still welcome to ask questions at the end, no change smash. Let us go to the second part of this meeting. The funding and opening of Promedical Private Hospital in Hartbeespoort. You would know, colleagues, I'll give you a background about this hospital. We decided to single out this hospital because we found it to be a low-hanging fruit. You would know that in the past we had meetings here where we presented all sorts of projects that we looked at, and they were assessed, and they were found to be viable. However, we decided that let us look at one thing that is easy to execute. This hospital, actually this property is situated in RTPS Sport. I knew about this property many years ago. I've attended a lot of meetings on behalf of the cooperative with Dr. Malik Vazi. We attended numerous, countless meetings with the owners and the lawyers. And this property was selling, it's a hotel. It's called, those of you who know RTPS Sport. It's situated in the mountain area there of RTPS. It's called the Villa Paradiso. Those of you who go out and you know into artists, and then you'd know about that hotel. It was well, the seller or the owner is still insisting that he wants his 30 million. In spite of the fact that COVID actually showed in flames, because it's as a hotel, COVID came and closed it down. Since COVID came in, COVID made sure that the hotel is closed down. So we could not water him down on price. However, he managed to make a concession in that we convinced him that, look, you want 30,000 rands. We can give you 10 million, and then you hold on to 10 million. Then we go in, we repurpose the hotel and make it a hospital. And then I think there we are gonna get about 100 beds, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just check the documents. We have a license there. So he agreed that, look, given the situation, he's so disparate that it is closed. He's not making money out of it. In fact, he's losing money. And then even before COVID, he always wanted to sell because he felt that he was in the business for quite a long time. And they also, remember, they also have a fear of being expropriated. If you go around and you see all these guys, the white guys in these nice places that they chose for themselves, they always walk around with this fear that one day they may receive a nice love letter from EFF that says you have been expropriated. So, so yeah, those were the reasons why he was selling. In my view, also he had to sell because his occupancy had gone down. I think it gone down to about 40% for reasons that I do not know. But anyway, he has fixed his price at 30, but he's prepared now to accept 10. And then and the other money he can receive, we negotiated that he can get it yearly, you know, and then it will be in the form of a rental. It will set off whatever we owe him by actually paying him every year. That amount will be offsetting what would be the balance. So the man agreed, but on one condition. He said, look, he's prepared to do that, but he wants that 10 million to be somewhere in a trust account. Even if it's not his attorney, it's our attorney, but it must be sitting in the trust account, and you must get a proof to that effect that the amount is available. So, colleagues, we went on to engage, because remember now we're talking only 10 million, there's still another 20 that we need to talk about. And then we went to business partners, because you will agree with me, in all our meetings that we had, we have not raised that kind of money. And we have seen our balance sheet, how it looks like. It doesn't mean that we don't have a potential of raising that money. We do. And we can raise it like yesterday. I know all of us who have got money, but the problem, our monies are sitting somewhere. Most of our monies are sitting with white people. So we hand over our monies that they look after our monies, because at least, you know, they are trustworthy, and then they can look after our monies, but we do have money. So we then went to business partners. We said, look, we are a cooperative, give us the 30 million. And then we will pay this man 10 million. And then we keep the 20 and then to repurpose the property so that we can start by next month. Our target was to start operating by Feb. So business partners said, okay, it's good. I can't give you all the 30 million. I can give you 28. And then they closed December on the 11th and they reopened this month on the 11th. And then when they closed, they had approved the deal. And then they came up on the 11th this month and said, listen, you guys, you must show us your own contribution. We are prepared to have the 28 million, but show us your own contribution. Like I've already said in all the past meetings, I said, guys, there's nobody who can fund us if we are not prepared to put down our own money. Nobody funds a person. In business, that does not happen. All those people that unless maybe you are a highly connected person somewhere, you have got your Guptas or your whatever you have. If you are connected like that, then, or maybe you are the son of a president, then maybe you can get things like that. But for us, ordinary business people, we do not have that luck. Unfortunately, we always have to show our own part. In business, they will always tell you that you must have skin on the game. And that's what business partners are looking for from us. They said, we need to show that we have our own contributions that we're going to put here. They have the 28 million. They are holding it like this. They say, show us your money. So then I've been running around. Malik Vazi can tell you, talking to quite a lot of bridging funding people. There are a lot of guys who do bridging funding, bridging finance. Most of these people who do bridging finance, they are sharks. They don't play games. Their money is expensive. So we do have a problem that we're sitting with now. That is why I say to you, this is the most crucial meeting. This is a make or break meeting, this one. So if we don't move here, then I see us taking too long to get anywhere we want to go if we don't move from here. Now that I've given you this background, let me check if maybe there's something that I've left out that I think is important. Okay, we do have a theater because possibly what is in your heads now would be asking yourselves, but where are the patients going to come from? I've already told you on numerous occasions, whenever we had meetings of this nature, that we don't have problems with patients. We have many patients. The problems that we don't have facilities to admit and treat these patients in. That's our main problem. The facilities that we have are owned by the Jew boys, they are owned by the Indians, they are owned by the Afrikaner boys. And then there are some few that are owned by our brothers there and there, our brothers and sisters. I know just a few. I know some hospitals owned by Matsike. I know that some that owned by Rampedi, you know, and that's it. But again, those brothers and sisters, they don't have much capacity to take our patients. They are always full. The little Rampedi Butsilong hospital is always full. Matsike is trying his own thing there, you know, it's not easy for him. We need something bigger. We need a bigger picture. So we do have patients. We don't have problems with patients, but we don't have theater time. That's our biggest problem. Our biggest clients is Road Accident Fund, is WCA. And these patients, they need everything. They need everything. They need surgery. They need physicians to look after them. Some of them are young people, young kids, they need pediatricians. They need physio, they need occupational, they need everything. So these are the patients that we're talking about. Then we also have the other category of patients that I've explained to you last time. The patients that pay from their pockets, we call them the out-of-pocket paying patients. We estimate them to be about 15 million in the country. These are the patients that don't have a medical aid. These are the patients that don't want to go to use government facilities. They only go there under protest because of the queues and so on and so on. Not that government hospitals are not good, they are very good. But the problem is people don't want to wait for an operation. They don't want to wait for this, and they want to get it and move. And remember that category of patients, these are the people that get involved in accident or at work because they are workers. So they're economically active people, those ones. That's why they are able to pay from their pocket. But nobody's servicing that market. Everybody's looking at medical aid. And the medical aid is just 9 million people. I mean, that's nothing. If I'm talking the total number of members in a medical aid, it's a drop in an ocean. We've got 58 million people in this country. So that's why you realize that we have a good target market. We can position ourselves in such a way that we come out as winners in the game of health. So we have a theater that we negotiated. Of course, we have been given an opportunity that in the near future, if we want to buy, and Promedical wants to buy and own shares. It's a day hospital in Benoni. Some, I don't know, some of you know it. It's called Karibu. It's in Howard Street, Karibu. Just got 2 theaters. I think also about, I think it's about 16 recovery beds. Unfortunately, the day clinics, as we know, they work from 8 to 4. But we can always keep the patients until they recover if a patient has got issues. But that's the license allows the hospital to operate from 8 to 4. And then that is exactly the reason we're saying now, things have moved so fast that we need to move fast. Those beds in RTPS, they will assist us for post-op recovery, because at least, because we have got the ambulance network to move our patients around. So after theater, if we still want to observe the patient maybe for 48 hours, and then we take the patient to RTPS, and then the patients, they recover there. And then also in RTPS, we are also gonna have a casualty there, where we can be able to treat the emergencies or the acute patients that come to the hospital, or I mean the acute patients that come to casualty. And remember also patients in the wards as well, when they come, they also have other issues. You may find that they also need to be attended on emergency basis should the emergency come up. So I'm trying to say, in terms just of the overview of what is it that we're looking at and how are we going to make money out of this. We have the recovery beds, we have the theater, we have the patients, we have business partners. He has got the money, and then we have ourselves. So we need to take ourselves seriously now and say, wait a minute. So if all these things are available, what are we gonna do? These things are here, they are on our table. We've got to move. There's no doubt about it. So then of course the question comes as to where do we get the money? Where is the money? Like I've already said, the money is with us. That's where we start, because nobody can give you money to go and make money for yourself when you don't show your own money. So we need to show our own money. But I have some suggestions, colleagues, that I can make right now to assist in terms of thinking the way forward. Of course, the first price would be anybody with a lump sum, put your lump sum, buy shares. And then now, how is your money gonna be protected? Because that's the next question. You put your lump sum, maybe your money is sitting with Sanlam, and then you take it out of that investment, which is not performing anyway. It's not performing well. I'm a financial advisor. I know those products. I analyze them every day. They are not doing well, and they're not gonna do well in any time soon. And it's even worse. They were not doing well even before, because probably what you would get out of those things probably is not even more than 7%. I can tell you now. The fees are so high, you know, they're just, yeah, but it's a topic of another day. I will one day make a video on the markets, how the financial markets look like. That's the first price. The first price is that you put down your lump sum. So whether you borrow from your rich uncle or you take it from your bank, where you get it, there must be somewhere where you can get a lump sum. How much the lump sum you're gonna put will decide how many shares you want to buy, because you'll get dividends when dividends are declared, depending on the number of shares that you own. So that's the first price. So, but someone will say, okay, fine, I have got the lump sum, but how is my money protected? Your money is protected this way. When you put down the lump sum, Promedical is a registered entity, is a cooperative regulated by DTI, is regulated by the ministry. So we are monitored closely and we are audited. That's one. Number two, we've got an attorney, Mulala attorneys, that is actually protecting our monies that are earmarked for investment in his trust account. When the money is in the trust account, obviously that's the money for investments that goes to the trust account, move it there. Then there are two documents that obviously you will have to sign to make sure that you are protected. Is what we call a sale of shares agreement that you sign with Promedical to say you bought shares. And then you can show anybody, even your lawyer or your grandmother or your wife or your second wife, to say, look, I have got these shares that I bought from Promedical. And then you can also leave that as a will to your children, you know, if they're going to inherit those shares and so on, in the event that maybe COVID or whatever, you know, comes and it wipes us out. But at least you leave something. And then over and above the shareholders agreement that you would have signed, and you'll keep a document with yourself, you'll also have what you call an escrow agreement that you sign with a lawyer, that your money is in the lawyer's account. Now, if one day the lawyer decides to evaporate for one reason or the other, or maybe he decides to take all the money and go to a nightclub, and then you know that you are protected because all the lawyers that are registered with, I think they call it legal practice, it's no longer law society now. All those attorneys that are registered, they have got what you call a fidelity insurance. So it means if an attorney, for one reason or the other, disappeared with your money or without your money, you go and claim that money from the fidelity fund. And then it will pay as long as you can prove that this is so much that was in the lawyer's trust account. So your money is safe. So that should not be a deterrent to say, hey, what if I've been dealt a blow before, you know, I was, some people shout my money. I know a lot of people have put monies in a lot of scams and so on and so on. Am I not gonna be scammed again? No. If you have been scammed before, today, this is the right thing. This is where you're supposed to have put your money anyway. You're not supposed to put your money on Amway, Gold Rich or Gold Dust, all those things, and you know, Herbalife, all these people, multi-level marketing. No, if there's a place where you need to put money, it's here, because this is where your money is safe, and then this is where you can see you have put your money on a property that you can point, and you are a health worker yourself. You know that is where you are going to work. If you need to work here in South Africa, you are going to work there, and you are also a shareholder, and you get paid because you get paid. Hello? Right?
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's Yoli speaking. I think that if you don't mind, you have done a good selling, and there are some questions now. I don't know if other people have got questions, because I'm assuming that anybody who is in this meeting and is a paid up member has already done a risk analysis joining the company. So I'm just pressed for time, sorry. So I just wanted to ask some questions. Can I do that?
Okay, you can do that. Okay, let me just point out something. There are other things that I wanted to put together that myself and the other guys that I work with, we have put together to assist people to fund their investments. I was still going to that one, but it's fine. You can ask a question, and then I'll continue after that.
Okay, thank you. How much must we raise as Promedical?
Right now, we need 10 million to open that hospital. But remember that we want more. We said the other day, we are raising 5.7 billion to fund all our projects. But I also indicated that DBSA is waiting for us to come and say, we have our own money now, at least we need to have a minimum. I mean, if somebody has got to trust you with money, you must have money. But to answer your question directly, right now for this project in RTPS, we need 10 million. If we have 10 million now, next month that hospital is opening.
Okay. Now, for instance, you mentioned the fact that business partners is willing to fund us with 28 million, but they want to see skin in the game. So have they indicated what percentage they're looking at of the 28 million?
It's 10 million.
So why is it that high? That's
unfortunately like business partners works like that. They are not interested. Sorry?
You want 30%? That's about 30.
On this deal. On this deal. Yeah. Yeah. To them, this is a high risk deal. To them, this deal, they want 10. We must on this deal. Yeah. On this one. Moving forward, we can talk.
How many are we? How many are we who are paid up?
We can send we have sent the balance sheet has got members here.
Is that all the members?
These are all the members that we have now.
Okay, so we are still way under 100.
We're far. You know, this, you see, that is why, look, we can raise this money. That's why I wanted to go into the other parts so that people can see what is it that I've organized to assist them to raise this money in the next 2 weeks. We can have this money in the bank. But remember that, like I'm saying, Yoli, like I'm saying, for instance, look at it. If somebody says, I don't have the lump sum, what do we do? That's the next question. You understand? Then there's an option of running a debit order. I'm going to unpack all these things step by step, because it's important that we emphasize this one, because this must happen. It's not something that we still have to discuss tomorrow or next week or something. No, this one must happen. If we don't do this, there are other options at the end. I'm going to demonstrate how we're going to approach the whole thing at the end. If all fails, let's say if all fails, which I doubt that we can fail, you see. So now, let's say, Yoli, a person doesn't have a lump sum. What next? My suggestion is that we have already negotiated. In fact, we have signed off with another company now to run debit orders on members on behalf of Promedical. So it means a member will be debited by Promedical. So you can choose and say, I can only afford 1,000 rands, and which of course, you know, it's a minimum, 1,000 rands per month, you know. Then we send you a debit order form, which is called a debit order mandate, and then we deduct 1,000 rands every month. Now, somebody can say, but that is not giving us 10 million. It's not giving us 10 million, it's true. But can you imagine, Yoli, if we are, let's say, for just to make the calculations easy, if we're 200 and each and every one every month is debited 1,000 rands, that's 200,000 per month. And once you have got 200,000 per month, what would stop the bank that you are banking with to give us a facility of 10 million? Or maybe if they are screaming to give us a facility of 5 million, they can, because we're putting 200,000 per month. And then from there, we're able to negotiate to say, look, we don't have the 10 million. But we have 5, and with time, we will be able to raise anybody can understand a person who is talking like that. But you'll never understand a person who is not putting anything every month. Because when you say, he put it once off, and then from there, that was it. No, these guys are not serious. So it is difficult for us, even though we are proving to people that we are a healthy organization, we are profitable, you know, yes, we are trading there and there. But our balance sheet does not speak the language they want to hear. Our profit and loss does not speak the language they want to hear. So we can improve from here. That is my suggestion. I don't know if you had a follow-up question, Yoli.
No, that sounds good. I'm happy with that. We are 51 on my count here. So we are still 149 people short, but that's not the issue here. The issue is I think we all at some point raised the fact that we would like to do the monthly debit orders to try and grow our bank account. So I think a lot of people will be amenable to that. It is a point. Yeah. So, okay, that's the first option. What's the next option? Is the next debit option, order?
Yoli, yes, the next option, Yoli, is that of saying, I had numerous meetings with Investec, okay? And just to give a brief background, most of the colleagues, they know the appetite that Investec has when it comes to the doctors. Investec, there are two organizations. It's Investec and Promedical. Those two organizations, they are almost married to the doctors. So I had meetings with them to say to them, look, come and assist our members with loans at a good interest that they can actually get from Investec so that they can be able to fund their shares in Promedical. Investec likes us. They like us very much. They said, look, you know what? We can do that, but on one condition, because everybody is a business person here. They said on one condition, if your members can move their accounts and their accounts they are with us, Investec, then we'll fund everything that they need. You see, it took me 2 weeks to negotiate this. And it's there. They sent me all the documents. So now what it means is this. If there's a doctor or any whoever wants to get money, access to funding from Investec to buy shares in Promedical, I take their account, we move the account, and we have systems in place to do so. We know exactly, there are certain documents that that particular individual must give us. Then we move the account to Investec, and then Investec is going to approve the loan to fund the member to buy shares in a hospital. The reason why they are doing that, they can see this is an immovable property where the money is going to be invested in. So this person is actually putting money in the right investment. It's not like somebody borrowing money to say he wants to go and market set up marketing company for some stupid products. But here they can see that this is a reasonable investment. So Investec is ready. And then I have all the documents to assist the members to access funding from Investec. Even us, as Promedical, the Promedical account itself, I've negotiated that at a later stage, that at the present moment, I just make sure that, everything is okay. We need to start somewhere with Investec, that we will be moving even the Promedical account to Investec as well. But for the members, I am saying now, this is an opportunity for those people who say, I don't have a lump sum, or I don't even have money to run a debit order, but I doubt that, there's anybody who cannot run a debit order of 1,000 rands per month. Then otherwise, then that will be a different story. But I'm not saying that is not possible. And then now, the other option available over and above the two that I've just mentioned, by the way, you can choose one or combine, it doesn't matter, is that there's a lot of money that every month, us as professionals, we are taking it out to other institutions and other people every month religiously. In fact, that's how we were raised. We were told that your money first must go to the bank, and from the bank, it must go to other people. And these people are your insurance companies. If you can look at the money that is going out to insurance companies, That money is broken into two parts. There's one that is for the insurance itself, for the risk that you are covering, whether it's your life cover, disability, critical illness, or dread disease, or sickness and incapacity benefits, or child education, you name all those things, or your vehicle, or your household insurance, or insurance of your assets, and all those things. If you look at that money, there's another significant amount of money that is going to the people that we call brokers, the people who sold you those insurances. These people, they take money every month, every year. Promedical, because some of us, we know these things and we know where this money is sitting. We managed to register and become financial services providers for Promedical so that we can go and get that money. That money must go to Promedical, instead of it going to these people that they have got no interest whatsoever in assisting us with anything. All they do, they just milk the money every month, every year from us. They drive big cars, stay in fancy houses. But let me tell you, without us, they wouldn't survive. So we managed to go and say, no, FSCA, which is called, it used to be called FSB, now it's FSCA. We're here. We register now. Promedical is going to now be able to provide these services so that our members now can deal with Promedical instead of dealing with these brokers who take money from us. To give you an example, on a premium of about 10,000, let's say 5,000 rands, let's say 6,000 rands that you are paying, there's 50,000 rands that is paid as a commission to these people. And then every year, there's what we call an anniversary commission. And that 50,000 rands I was telling you about, I think the first year they get 50, I'm talking on a very small premium of about 6,000 rands. But I know most of us were not paying premiums like that. We're paying our premiums like about 10,000, 15,000 rands on our insurances. That is what we're paying. I'm talking even including your child's education and all those things. Promedical is providing these services. We can divert that money. All we have to do is just to call and say, listen, I want to switch. Then we switch. And then that commission is going to come to Promedical. So without even going to a pocket, you already have money that you can actually put in this venture. If you don't have any money, any lump sum, or you can't run a debit order. And of course, we are running a debit order to cover your risk, the risk of dying or getting sick, or being unable to work or disability and all those things. You need to cover that risk. I would never fool anybody about the risk. That risk is real. It must be covered. You need that one. But the commission belongs to us. Bring the commission here because that's your money. And then this is where you share with Promedical on that commission. You get a 50% of it, and then Promedical stays with 50% of it. And that money, you invest it yourself to buy more shares for yourself instead of that money going out to a person that you don't know. Let us say again that one phase. I've given you now three things. Either you have a lump sum or run a debit order. Okay, that's about 4. Lump sum, debit order. And then Investec, we get a loan, we assist you to get a loan, fund your shares. Divert your policies, get the policies to Promedical, we deal with them, get the commission. And then, otherwise, well, I wouldn't call it the last one. I've worked on this one again. This is a very interesting one. And please, for those people who are in a hurry, if there's anything that you need to listen to now, is this one. If we don't have money, we cannot get it from our grandfathers or our uncles. We can't borrow it from Investec. You don't want, can't change your policies. Then guys, we will have to get the money from our patients. But the problem is, how do you get money from the patients just like that? So it means it goes back to what I said before. I said, if we don't control infrastructure and money flow in health, then we must know we don't control health. Because yes, we have patients, so what? If you have got a patient, but you don't have a hospital, you only have your skills, your hands, and yeah, you can do everything, but you don't own a hospital, and you don't control the money. You still paid by a medical aid. They tell you how much they want to pay you and when. So we can then, if we don't have the money, we then go and look for this money from the patients. I'm busy now with the underwriters of the health insurance. Because at the moment, we cannot set up a medical aid. To set up a medical aid, we need to have 6,000. No? If we want to set up a medical aid, we need to have 6,000 members and then 2.5 million. Then we can launch our application. And then, but for us to build such numbers, it's not easy. We need to start somewhere. So what I decided then was that let me talk to the health insurance underwriters. I'm talking to them now. Probably the next coming 3 months, we can have our what we call LCBs. Those of people who know LCBs, it means low cost benefits. Previously, we used to call those the medical aid schemes, or let's not say medical aid schemes, health insurance. We used to call them. They used to exist those days, the days of Makawa and so on. We used to have LIMS, low-income medical aid schemes. But the government is frowning upon those things now. The health insurances somehow, they have been informed that by March, they should actually stop. But I know that those who already have members on board, they have been told that they can continue. But there won't be any new health insurance covers or benefits, health insurance benefits that will come in. So yeah, we are at an advanced stage now, packaging that, but guys, that is going to take us time. It's going to take us 2 to 3 months from now before we can start collecting money from the patients. Because if we collect money from the patients and selling their benefits, that's the easiest way, because then we don't have to lay down any capital. The only thing is that we promise that we are available to treat the patients, and the patients, they are contributing. And then if we still cannot do that, then it would mean one thing to me. We'll have to go outside the healthcare profession and start looking for investors outside the healthcare profession to start, which will go totally against what all along we've been fighting for. That we need equitable distribution of wealth, especially amongst the healthcare professionals are the worst paid people. If you look at the amount of work that we do, the skills that are needed in doing what you do, the sophistication of the procedures of all the things that we do there, were the least paid people, the hours that we work. So if we don't succeed here, guys, and in all the things that I've mentioned, then I can tell you, the only option would be to go now and start looking for those who have got money to invest in these projects, but then it will defeat the purpose. In fact, I doubt that if all fails, I doubt if I can go on and talk to any other person, because I can't go and talk to capitalists, about to Tuzane, Zuma, to come and invest these things, all these sport brats that are running around the street, calling themselves business people. They are not business people, those people. You see, it's just that they happened to find themselves, you know, with the cheese in their mouths. But I'm saying, us, here, we can do it. We're 39, we can duplicate and triplicate this number. We can do anything, nothing can stop us. It's just that we need to walk out of here and say, it is done. We consider it done. Whether it is debit or the lump sum, put your money, nobody's gonna take your money. We're not doing this thing. There's no way one can do this thing to defraud a colleague. That would be the most stupid thing. The only thing that can happen, like any other business, we start a business and then it starts and then it falls, like any other business. But I mean, we trust ourselves. We know this game. We have been in this game for almost 20 years now. How is it gonna go down? When actually it's us, who own it, and who also work there. And you can come from UK, you come and work. Here in South, you come and work. How is it gonna go down? It's a cooperative, it's transparent. People are accountable. We have got lawyers, accountants. I think I can stop. I can stop right there for now. And then maybe let's hear comments, questions, concerns, and so forth. I'm just pausing that, Brother.
You mentioned Prof Med Because did you just mention it because it is one of the institutions that medics deal with? Is there
I was talking about the PPS.
anything that you've discussed with Profmed per se?
I was talking about PPS.
Yes, PPS.
Yeah,
yes,
PPS.
yes, PPS.
Yeah. So the reason why I was mentioning PPS.
Anything you discussed with them?
Come again? Come again?
No, go on. I'm fine.
I'm saying the reason.
Go on.
The reason why I was mentioning PPS, I said PPS and the Investec, those are the two organizations that are known to have a vested interest in the doctor's affairs. And in fact, to be honest with you, all the professionals, I must say, these organizations, they tend to be very, very friendly, and they go an extra mile in assisting them. For instance, PPS is the only company for the professional. If you're a professional, your life cover, your disability, dread disease, critical illness, anything that you talk about insurance, you shouldn't be sitting anywhere except with PPS for various reasons. You know, PPS is cheap on premiums, and they pay the claims. I know they might have experience with PPS. They pay the claims, and on top of that, they have something called profit sharing, where they share profits with their client, you know, because it's a mutual company. PPS is a mutual company. So it means the member owns the company. It's almost, they behave more like us. So I was just mentioning it as one of those companies that are very friendly to help to professionals. I know that in particular healthcare professionals, because they're always there. Whenever they graduate, you'll always find PPS and Investec. They always sponsor graduations. They sponsor everything. They open bank accounts for doctors. They give them revolving accounts. They give them credit cards, all those things. Although some of us who are against those credit cards, all those stupid loans, where a person gets a credit card to go and buy a burger and a six Hansas. I mean, that's totally nonsense. You should be funding serious stuff. But anyway, they know that they are very friendly. So I don't know if maybe you wanted to say something along those lines, Yoli?
Yes. I wanted clarity because you just mentioned the two. So I thought maybe you'd spoken to them, but it's fine. I get it. And I recently came across this whole mutual PPS thingy and how it really works for its members. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Yoli.
There's Norma there. Marcos wants to ask a question.
Yes, Norma. Yes.
Okay. It's
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Norma.
Yes, Norma.
Can I speak?
Yes.
Norma.
Yeah, no, I just want to take you back to what Yoli raised. That how many are we? Because just to go and say, I'm going to sign for a debit order for how much? We don't know. How much is needed per member? So we need to have that as a starting point, that in this 10 million, if we are 10, it means each one of us must come with 1 million. So I think that's a very good startup, you know, whether you are going to borrow it alone or you are going to go to Investec, but how much we should start there so that we can see whether am I affording a lump sum. I think we shouldn't just say these are the ways of getting the money. We need 10 million. So we need now to break it down to the members that it means if we need 10 million, we've got so many members. And then how much a member is expected to be paying. Then it will give us a good limelight whether we should go and borrow it where or how we should be raising it. Because at the moment, we just need 10 million. And then these are the ways of getting 10 million. Yet we are this number that we don't know how much. I don't know whether you can try to quickly make a breakdown of the 10 million that per member, how much can it make?
Okay, can I quickly respond, Ari?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Thanks for the contribution, Norma. Really appreciate it. It can be very difficult, Norma, to do that. If you want to break down anything, it's easy. You take the capital that you are raising, you divide it by the number of people. That can tell you how much per person. But it's difficult. That's not, in my view, that we should be doing when it comes to investments. Investments are, how much you can afford is personal. We don't know what each and every one of us can afford. One person can afford 100,000, another one can afford 30. In businesses where we invest, people, they know when you invest, you buy a number of shares. So you can only own the number of shares according to how much you have put in. At the present moment, one share is R1. So if you buy 10,000 shares, we have 10,000 shares, you pay 10,000 rands. And then when we declare dividends, the day you are sharing now profits, we'll share according to how much one owns, the number of shares that the person owns. So to actually break it down, no, that will be very difficult. In terms of how much we are raising, we have already indicated right now, we need to raise the 10 million because we need to show our contribution from our side. And then moving forward, we can actually, you can put more. The other question would come, can you put the 10 million now? Yes, you can put if you have the 10 million, you can put it. Because remember, the total capital, the share capital, what we call the share capital in a cooperative sense, is actually 5.7 billion. That's what we're raising for our projects national. But we're trying to zoom in for now. We're zooming in for this project so that at least we can get one project off the ground. We know once we get one project off the ground, everybody national will start calling and wanting to be part of us because they will be seeing that we are growing and we are part of a success story. Let me go back again to your question, just to summarize. It's difficult to decide for each and every individual how much he or she can put. It's up to a person. If a person feels that he has got enough, he will put more. If you don't, unfortunately, probably 1,000 rands can work per month. So breaking it down, in my view, I don't know what other people think, but in my view, it's not workable.
Can I go back to Norma? Because Norma thinks like I think, and if I can just say this so that people understand where I'm coming from, and maybe Norma is coming from the same place, because we are a cooperative. Because we know that we're a cooperative, I think usually our first departure point is equality, which of course, as you explained, Bakos, is not there. It's not like that in true business. So in my mind, if we were using your example of 200 people, for 10 million, we would need, from my calculation, it comes out to 50 million per person, right? So what Norma is saying, let me just do it again so that I'm 100% sure. I've got my calculator open here. There's 10 million and I'm dividing again by 200. So it would mean 50,000 per person, 10 million. But now I counted that there are 51 of us, right? So now 10 million divided by, let's say, the 51, it then means that we would need 196,000 per person. Reason why it's easier to come off from a departure point which says, ideally, how much should I be targeting as an individual? You know, I know that people will, depending on what they have, they will decide what to put in. But some of us are used to umgalelo, and our minds work better if we are thinking like that. So maybe Unoma is on the same wavelength as I am. I would say that at this point, I think what we're looking for, Bakos, is for us to indicate maybe what we think, which at the same time is going to be difficult because all of us are going to have to go back and check where our money is sitting and understand how much is it going to cost. Because like, for instance, I would have to overcome a certain barrier in my mind. Investec in my mind is an expensive bank, right? But at the same time, moving to Investec allows me to fund my shareholding. So I need to say, how much am I going to pay running my account at Investec versus the funding I'm going to get? Because that is the big plus, because I'm with Standard Bank currently, and they probably would not fund my buying shareholding, you know? And then my policies, where are they sitting? Am I looking to take new ones? How do I do that with you, you know? And all these debit orders, can I do that? Can I put in another 1,000 Rand with what I have? So I maybe suggest that, having given us all these options, which I think is about 4 or 5, wouldn't it be better for us to say in 2 weeks or in a week's time or in so many days' time, let's come back now and having gone back to look at what we are, what methods of funding we can look at. We can then go back, check them, and then come back to you or have a meeting, or, you know, I don't know. Is it a good suggestion? Because I doubt if anyone can, off the top of their head today, commit to any of these as yet, these options. Over to you.
Okay, thanks, Yoli. Okay, all right. I hear you very well. I will make it easy for you guys. I'm going to prepare a document that will give, because I can hear you very well where you're coming from, to say it would be good to have an ideal situation, that ideally every person should be contributing so much. Of course, it will still depend on the affordability, if that person can afford to contribute that much. Also, the other thing that people should be also aware of is that time is not on our side. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to send to each and every individual. Just help me, guys. Send me your contacts, emails, everything. Bombard me with these things. I don't mind. I mean, this is what I do. I regard myself as doing this full time. Send me everything. I'll communicate with each and every one of you and make sure I assist you in whatever way I can to even restructure your policy. Look, the policies, you don't have to tamper with anything that is good. Policies, we just look. If, for instance, to make you an example, if your policies are sitting with Discover and you are happy, we don't touch them. If you are happy, we don't touch them. What we do, we just change the broker. You stay with the benefits, you stay with your policies. And then now, coming to Investec and Standard Bank, like in your example that you are making, Yoli. In fact, Investec, yes, it is a bank of the high net worth individuals, but in the discussions I had with Investec, as a group, we can negotiate rates. I'm sure you know yourself, big business negotiate rates with all the institutions. The only person who pays a lot in business is a small man. The big people don't pay, but the small man pays, because that one is just coming alone. They're just a small fry. They quickly put you on a frying pan, and that's it. You're finished. But if we are a group, we negotiate. We sit in a boardroom with the top management of Investec and say, listen, we're unhappy with these rates. Can you come down on this one? And these people are amenable. They want to talk to us. They like to talk to us. So even when I had meetings with them, one of the things I pointed out was that we should have open discussions about the rates. And they said, of course, because we're a group. if we come as a group anywhere in the world, you have a force. You have got the bargaining power. You can water down even the highest rates or highest prices anywhere. So just maybe to sum it from your contribution, Yoli, I will take that on board, the breakdown of the figures on board, so that I give people an opportunity to see ideally what is it that they should be contributing. I will communicate via directly now. I'm not going to post things on the WhatsApp anymore. I'm going to communicate with people directly on their WhatsApps. I'll send emails. It means now there will be a dedicated person from morning till evening and just doing this communication, because we need to raise this money like yesterday. So I promise you that's what I'm going to do starting from today. That's the kind of correspondence or interaction we are gonna have. Yeah, I think for now I can pause there. I don't know if maybe you wanted a follow-up question or comment, Yoli.
The other hands here, I think there's Eddie. Who's got a question? Eddie. I think Norma has had a chance, and Vuesa.
I'm good, thank you, Paco.
Okay, Eddie.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you, Bakos. I think what I want us to look at is not a question as such. In a way, it's a contribution to look at it in different angles. As Bakos has suggested, various ways of paying. Obviously, we have to look into those. Yoli has raised the issue of contribution, probably maybe equal contribution or something like that. It is also a valid point. So we can look at all various aspects in different ways. For instance, issue of equal contribution. We can say, let's say, for a start, because that would show commitment not only to ourselves, but to the banks that we can create strategic partnership with, like Investec, and then the brokerage, we can create a special partnership with PPS or any other company that can do that. Because when we pay, for instance, let's say every person has to pay 50,000 pounds, 50,000 rand, sorry. You say you have 5 years to pay that 50,000. It doesn't matter how you contribute, as long as you can work towards contributing to that. As an example, we don't have to do it that way. It's just something that comes into our mind. So that way, you will be contributing what is comfortable to you, but you know your target for a start is 50,000. That 50,000 is going to raise 10 million. And that 10 million, if the hospital is active, the hospital is also going to generate income. And if the brokerage is active, and then we become part of the brokerage and probably move some of the policies into the brokerage, that way, SMDC is also producing income. And then that contributions that we're doing, it's a footprint on our bank statement for the banks to look at and say, this company is generating this amount every month. Then once there's consistent money coming into the bank, actually, you'll find banks being willing to talk to you, being willing to come to you and say, how can we help you? So in a sense, it's a sign of commitment to say, let's start for now. If there's a specific figure to work towards, or independently, you can say, I'm prepared to commit this amount every month. What is comfortable for now? And build a figure in your mind, because if you build it in your mind, you'll be able to achieve it over time. It doesn't matter how you do it. You'll find ways of doing it. So for me, how I look at it is the first start is commitment of direct debits or lump sum payment as a start. And then secondly, to get the brokerage active, because that brings another income on its own. So as such, we are getting closer towards a goal, even if it cannot be immediate. But that financial footprint that we're building is building a relationship with bankers. And that's what you need for now. And then thirdly, the other thing is ultimately, once the hospital is it generates a specific income every month, and we'll be able to start to say, we are an active company that's generating income. Everybody can talk to you from then on. So the first point of us moving is commitment on those who can do lump sum, commit yourself to lump sum. Those who can do direct debit, commit yourself to a direct debit. And then we take it from then. And in that way, we are generating income ourselves as a company. And we come back to the issue of saying we can do it, because how I look at things is that we waste so money in things that we don't get returns on, especially in white companies, in white businesses, in every. We just need to commit ourselves and say, this is ours. We are going to take a risk on ourselves.
Thanks, Eddie.
Okay, sure. I think there's also Nomsa. Marcos, you want to respond? I think there's also Voiswa.
Oh, no, no.
Nomsa.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think there are two other hands that I see here. Voiswa and Nomsa, you know. Or you can respond to Eddie then, I think.
Oh, no, Rare, no, I think I have nothing to say. Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Right. It looks like there are no other hands. So Morongwa.
Hello, I just want to thank, I've been invited today to this group by two people. I just want to thank Bali Singh and Nomsa for inviting me to the group today, and I've attended. So the only suggestion I'm having, because I'm kind of like, I like to have time frames, because I think working with time frames always make things faster and they make it profitable, and you can actually see a go ahead. So as Dr. Mgulisi said, whatever we can do to raise the money. I'm not a member yet, but I'm thinking, looking at the time frame which is pressing, which initially the time for starting with the project with the new hospital was meant to be February. Can we have another meeting in a week so that we know how many people who are now committed in which way, whether people are doing direct debit or people have moved, because in the meantime, there will be direct communication with members to find out how they are going to fund their lump sum. And from that point, it is when we will be able to know how much we are going to be able to raise. Because at the moment, obviously, these are good news, are new news. So there's no one, when it pertains to this amount of finances, can decide within a day or a few hours of the meeting. So to give people grace, and meanwhile, we're looking at the project and we're looking at the time, which is pressing, and we are not, for me, per se, as a person, I'm not willing to invite outsiders to come and invest. And I'm thinking that even if our numbers is 50 is quite a small number when you look at it, but me, I say, if we dedicate another thing I wanted to give task to everybody who's in a group today is, I believe everybody who's in a group today has a child. They can actually enroll. If we are 50 in a group today, if we enroll, each of us enroll our children, one each, we've already achieved the 50. That's how I look at it. So if we do that, we reach that 100, and then we can look at the investment as well. And then now we will be knowing that now we're just multiplying it by 100. Because sometimes I know that we have to reach out to other people who are new, but the people who are in here today and they've already reached 50, they understand the concept, which is more important. As we understand concept, we have children, like I say, enroll one of your child, we are 50. We are already multiplied to 100. And if we are going to have a direct debit of 1,000, it's you, and from you, and 1,000 from your child is 2,000. And we know that as the speaker has been saying, then we know that then we are multiplying those. We know that in a month we have 100,000 because it's 1,000 per person. This is my advice. One, I like to reiterate things. One is let's make sure that we have a meeting in a week to wrap up. 2, can we, everybody who is in the meeting, enroll their children, 1 per person, and then we multiply to 50. Then, meanwhile, I'm not saying we don't have to extend the invitation to the outside people. We still have. But if we just enroll 1 child from our families, then we've reached 100. I don't know, people can say anything about enrollment of 1 child or whatever I've said if they disagree or they agree with it. Thank you very much for giving me the platform.
Thanks, Murunga.
There's Nomsa Rapesu and Voice of Thomas too.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm Nomsa Rapesu Manumalo. I actually second Morongo in what she's saying. This is a good project and it's our project. I'm not a member yet, but I feel it's important and it's our child that needs to grow in our hands. And what she's saying, as much as our kids may not be health professionals, but because they are family, they'll benefit out of this as well. So it's a good idea. So I support her. I'm seconding her. Thank you.
I think it's your hand is up.
I don't know if it was said. I was too fast.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I think those are the 2 people, Marcus, and I think they're clear proposals.
Yes.
That we know how much you want to raise.
Yes.
And we need to determine, there's a ballpark figure of about 10 million that we need to raise.
Yes.
We need to enroll more people. I think the suggestion is that we enroll our children.
Yes.
Move from 51 to about 100.
Yes.
And then determine how much we want to raise per month. Maybe do a debit and reconvene in a week's time to determine how many people we have and how much we can raise, and have a fixed date of when to enroll.
Yes. Prare, can I just respond? Thanks, ladies.
Sorry, you keep on missing my hand.
That voice, huh?
No.
Hello?
It's balancing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You kept on missing my hand anyway. Maybe because I'm on the top. Okay, listen. Yes. I agree with having the amount of money, just sort of like to say, who should give how much. But also, on the other hand, I say we shouldn't restrict one another as well, because especially at the beginning, like Bra Eddie was saying, one can raise the 50,000. Let's say we have calculated it to be like everybody for 50,000. Then if someone is raising 50,000 for 5 years, and then we are 50, we might not be able to get that 1 million at our target date. So if someone is able to raise 5 million, then they can put it on the table and we continue like that. So I don't know, but I don't think we should cap it, but at least we should have something to say, nothing less than this for each member.
Yes. Can I respond, Prare?
Hello?
Oh.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah, I think there's somebody else. I don't know who it is. I can't see.
Okay.
Or there's there's voice. There's iPhone. I don't know who iPhone is.
I've raised my hand for a very long time.
But I only had voice and Norma. There's also now a new hand. Okay, I've been calling you. Please go ahead.
Okay.
We're calling you.
Okay, can I raise 1 or 2 things, eh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the first thing, is it possible to get a summary of the business plan for this RTPS hospital? And also, are there any reasons why specifically you chose business partners? And what are the terms and conditions besides the fact that you need to have 10 million that they've put to us? And also, I understood you to say that for this project, 10 million needs to come from us within 2 weeks. So I'm a bit confused now when there's monthly stop orders, you know, and people talking about 5 years or something like that. Thank you.
Okay, can I respond?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, in terms of the business plan, my sister, we can give you a summary. There's no problem with that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not an issue. In fact, I've already sent documents to Eddie. If Eddie, you agree with me, you still have those documents.
Yeah,
yeah, you have. Yeah. However, I want him that he must not, because that business plan is too detailed. It has got also the plans and so on. So we don't want to have such information flying around. It will put our investments at risk. So there's not much. A business plan, from what you are asking, I can hear where you're coming from. You want something more that can give you sort of an idea what we're doing and some cash flow projections as well, you know, to have an idea, you know, when can we start making our money, you know, and the capacity, capacity, what we'll be doing and so on. I understand what you are looking for. That one we can provide. And then coming to the business partners. Unfortunately, my sister, this is not our first meeting. We've had many meetings. Promedical is almost 2 years old now, if I'm not mistaken. And so we have not managed to raise any significant amount of money. Besides the fact that we have been meeting, doing presentations, telling people that we need to put money in this and so on and so on. And we reached a point where we had to look elsewhere, you know, for funding, because people were not coming forth with money, unfortunately. And then, so we thought that if maybe we get some stimulus, the business partners comes to the party, we have our first project, perhaps people will start having more reasons to come and bring their money to Promedical and invest in the projects of Promedical. We didn't want to do this. We're always totally against this. We don't like venture capitalists. Promedical, its philosophy, we are social capitalists. So that I'll unpack one day. But we're driven by our social philosophy that drives our business activities. Our businesses are not driven by bottom line. So we were always hesitant to talk to these people. But you know what? In the absence of good things, bad things become good. Because we're here now with these people that we don't like. We're actually marrying the devil here. But what can we do? Because the members of cooperative, of Promedical Cooperative, even long before we started talking to the UK group, we have members in South Africa. But for some reason, we have not managed to raise a significant amount of money that we can be able to engage on the projects on the table. So, but that does not mean that people are not serious. I know deep down my heart, people are serious. It's just a question of time. There will be a right time where people feel easy and you know, they have confidence in this and they can trust and so on. At the beginning, it's always difficult. We know that. So that's the reason we brought the business partners to answer your question. As to the terms and conditions, these are business terms and conditions. You put down your little bit, and then the terms of business partner, there's an interest that they work in. Usually their interest is not, their money is not cheap as well. Those interests, they can go to something like even 16% if you're not careful. So, but we have not yet finalized the rate, the interest at which they will be charging us. For now, they just want to make sure that we'll be contributing our money and how much we'll be contributing, because there's this 10 million that we're supposed to raise. Otherwise, they're not going to budge. They have the 28 million, but they want to see that 10 million coming from us because the buyer, I mean the seller, needs that money. But in terms of finalizing the rate, we have not finalized the rate. The documents are still moving up and down now. We are pushing each other, to and fro. So we don't have the rates as yet, but I know them. Their money is not cheap. If we could do without them, that would be the greatest thing under the sun. But unfortunately, given our situation right now, we don't have any option. We have to go this route. I don't know if it answers your question. Maybe if you have a follow-up question, my sister.
Yeah, the other people, there's iPhone and Norma still who've raised their hands. I don't know iPhone. I don't know who iPhone is. If you registered as iPhone, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Is that me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Tembi. I'm from Port Elizabeth. I'm not a member yet. I'm just interested in investment. I think some of my questions, they've been answered because I had my hand for a few minutes. Do we have to be 50 members?
Can I answer that?
Yes, please.
Okay, we don't have to be 50. A cooperative, our cooperative is unlimited. Our cooperative is recruiting within the professional space. We don't have to be 50. We will admit, up to one day when we reach a point where we say we're enough. But for now, no, there's no number that we have put in. Let me say this. There are certain things we wanted to do. For instance, to apply for a cooperative bank license so that we become a cooperative bank, a cooperative institution, or a financial institution or a cooperative bank. The act dictates that we need to be 200. So as a cooperative, a Promedical primary cooperative, we have always set our target that we want to be a financial institution with all its advantages, all the advantages that come with being a financial institution. So for that, we need to be 200 and we need to have 1 million in the bank. Money is not an issue. We know that one we can always raise, but the issue for us has been the numbers. Maybe whilst I'm still on the floor, let me perhaps just add on what my other sister said the other time about adding the children. The cooperative belongs to the members and their families. So we formed this to be able to empower ourselves as professionals and our families. We are nothing without our families. The more we educate our families about concepts such as cooperatives, the more our families will be off the hook, because our children now, I can tell you, they are growing up in the same world that we were brought up, where, it's everyone for himself and God for us all. But you see, we need to start changing how things are done. We need to start driving things from our own communities. The reason why we're poor, there's no reason. The reason is just that it's because we're working as individuals. But when other nations are working as groups, the Jews, they will show you, the Indians, they will show you. That's why they are where they are. So we need to teach this at home. Cooperative concept is a home philosophy. We need to teach it there. So we need our children, not one. We need the entire family. Let them come. And they belong here. And when we go, we leave this world, we leave them with the legacy. They will know that they will never suffer again because they control the money flow. If you don't control money flow, you are just a spectator in this world. And then, watching other people play. So yeah, I was just topping up my sister, brilliant idea of one child. I'm saying more, we want the whole family. And then if we can subscribe and then we grow. This thing is for all of us. We just happen to be healthcare workers and we wanted to start with health. But this thing is going through all the professionals. If the professionals in this country can be able to learn how to work as cooperatives, then I can tell you tomorrow, we can control each and every means of production in this country. But for as long as we don't drive these cooperative concepts, and then it's this capitalism that, all the big shots take it on, then we're in trouble.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any time frame for this?
Time frame as in? You mean raising money, to raise the money?
To raise the money and to be done by a certain time. Let's say maybe we've got 6 months or we've got 18 months and then this is over.
Maybe let me try and answer the question. In business, there's no time. I'm sure you know that. There's no, but business doesn't wait for anybody. We might be talking about that hotel now that we have identified to repurpose. When you go there tomorrow, they bought it. So there's no time in business. But let me also answer you the other way around. I will be interacting, if you allow me, guys. I'll interact with each and everyone individually and thresh out quite a lot of issues that might exist and assist people in actually getting the funding or comforting them in terms of understanding exactly in details what is it that we're doing. It's very difficult in a platform like this to be able to get people to make decisions. These platforms are not made to make decisions. These platforms are made to present, so that you put people under one roof, then you present, people have sort of an understanding of what we're talking about. But from here hence, what I need to do, and with my team, of course, the office, I'm going to mobilize the office and make sure they focus on fundraising. They're going to deal with each and every individual and make sure each and every person understands, all questions answered, all documents submitted, a person peruse, and we follow up, so that when we meet, like the other sister suggested, that we meet again. I would suggest when we meet again, my sister, I think it was Noms, I can't remember, whoever it was, when we meet again, we should give you good news and say, hey, we have the 10 million. And you'll say, how did you get it? We say, but we have been working with each and every individual. Because we can't, like this, like somebody said, it's very difficult for people just to sit here and say, I'm going to commit 100,000. No. And sometimes it becomes a bit difficult as well. You know, even if you want to contribute 150,000, we can't say it here. But if I work with it, we work as an office, we work with each and every individual, I promise you, we'll come out with good results when we meet next time. And there won't be any need for quite a lot of things. I think we'll just be chatting the way forward, I can promise you. But for me to be able to do that, you'll have to give me your contact numbers of the people that you want me to contact. Give me the phone number, give me the email. If you can give me those things, you're done. And then I'll do everything. I'll do the presentations. I have got my team in the office. Everybody will be standing up, not sitting on their chairs, making sure this project is a success. And then perhaps if we suggest now in this platform that our next meeting will be in such and such a time, I promise you, there should be a different report from today.
Okay, I think Norma, I'm done. I'm not sure if you're still up.
Oh, yes, I'm still up. You'll cut me all if ever I'm repeating something that has been tackled already, because I had a good 7 minutes where I lost you guys and I reconnected now. I just wanted to just make a comment that we, with the hospital, because this is in the pipeline already, probably I'm hearing even the other members here that they are worried there should be a time frame for this project, that this 10 million, we need it as of now. So we can't be talking about debit orders for it. And so that I'm sure that's where other people as well, they are really trying to focus on. And also I wanted to also highlight that if we are saying we are needing a R1 per share, it's going to be difficult for us to raise a 10 million within a short space of time, because I'll be saying, no, I've got 10,000 Rand, so I bought 10,000 shares and I'm okay with that. I would suggest that the best way is that let's just put it that how much is a share, so that whoever wants to buy for 100,000, you know that at least one share is 5,000 rand, or one share at least is 10,000 rand. So that will make it easier that for a person who has got a 5 million rand now, will know, calculate how many shares are there. I'm thinking of a quicker way of raising 10 million. But with a share of 1 rand, believe me, it's going to be a high mountain to climb, because I'll be fine now with a 10,000 rand to just put it in and close my ears to say I've made my contribution. And again, just to highlight that, yes, I'm with the group as well that says we must join more people by bringing our families. But what does that mean practically? A joining fee is what it is. So if I'm joining my 3 children here, it means I must just bring out 3 times those joining fees. And another thing, when now we need to start not this project that is already on the pipeline, when we need to do the bank thing, we will need to again to go deeper to our pockets to say, here is the money. We will need to raise money. So it will mean I must raise 4 times of whatever money is stipulated. So I'm saying we must guard against that will we be able to carry that because our kids are not working, unfortunately. So it means it will be one person raising for all of the family that you have enrolled. So I'm not sure whether it will really be practical when we need to raise funds. Lastly, I wanted to say, if ever we are 2 years old, we have missed some time here. I think if we had monthly contributions to raise funds, so that when a project like this comes, we are already saying, because we should keep buying shares and then we say now, okay, you have raised so much on this money. Norma has already raised 25,000 rand. So if the shares are 10,000 rand, you can top up on this 25,000 rand that is already there on the bag, and not wait until now we have to have a 10 million tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, can I respond to this?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yeah, there was a hand here. It just disappeared now.
Okay, my sister. Thanks for your comment. Well appreciated. In terms of the time frame, my sister, let me put it this way. We know that in business, nothing waits for us. So really, we're under pressure. We need to move. 10 million, yes, it's a lot of money. But if we have got the power of numbers, it is not a lot of money. It's only a lot of money if it must come from one person or few individuals. But if we spray it among us ourselves, it's just a drop in an ocean. There's nothing there. And then in terms of the price per share, we decided long ago when we started Promedical that the price, because we are starting, it will be at 1 rand per share. We felt that was reasonable. Now, the difference between a price that is costing 5,000 rands per share or 1 rand per share, in my view, it's not that of an issue, in the sense that whether you say 10,000 per share or 5,000 per share, it doesn't change the arithmetic at the end of the day, in the sense that if I want 10,000 shares, I'll buy 10,000 shares. Now, if you say one share is 10,000, you have already limited me from buying 10,000 shares. Remember, the shares grow with time. So at the beginning, when companies start, when they cannot even be capitalized, because our company, I mean, Promedical right now cannot even be capitalized, doesn't even have assets. So I mean, it does have current assets, but it does not have fixed assets. So you know, in business terms, it would be very difficult to come up with such a price per share. You know, how do you explain a price per share of 10,000 or 5,000 rands? But for a startup like ours, which is a Promedical primary cooperative, 1 rand per share makes sense. You are encouraging people to buy as many, accumulate as many shares as possible, so that as the shares appreciate, they would be able, when dividends are declared, and then their shares have appreciated, and then they are declared at a different price per share. So for me, I don't know, maybe you feel strong about that. It is not that of an issue. The issue is, however, we need to come together and pull together to raise this amount. And then now, coming to the issue of families, it was not to say we must now start recruiting our families. It was to say the policy of a cooperative, Promedical primary cooperative, it does promote, encourage people to bring their families. How families afford to pay for each, because remember, when a person in a cooperative, you look at the law, what the law says. If you join a cooperative, you join as an individual, and you must be 18 years and above. You don't join as a family, you join as an individual. And then you must have an ID, and then you say, I'm joining, I'm so and so, I'm joining a cooperative. It doesn't matter whether you are part of my family or you are my son, or you must join a cooperative as an individual. So the cooperative does not prohibit people because you are from a particular family to join the cooperative. The whole family can become members of the cooperative as long as they qualify. And the other thing is that people still apply. There's also processing of applications within the cooperative. But if, for instance, you fall within the people that we're targeting, and then the chances are always that are 99.9% that anybody who applies will be accepted. But there's always a screening process. That's why you fill up the forms. We check what is the qualification, why is this person joining the cooperative, and so forth. There is also a process that goes there. So in terms of monthly contributions, you are right. We even now, we wish we could have started monthly contributions a long time ago. We had a challenge, my sister. We had a challenge with the debit order companies. We had one debit order company that was debiting our members, but never handed over the money. And we had to stop them. And we're just short of actually getting them to be blacklisted by Financial Services Board. At that time, it's now FSCA. So now you have to screen. At that time, we didn't know how to screen very well these companies. And then, but they finally brought back the money, but it was after threatening legal action. And then now we realize that, no, we have got to be careful when you are dealing with these debit order companies. We only signed just last week a contract with a new debit order company after doing a research for so many. And it's no longer easy these days to get a company that is going to debit people or your members, because the legislation, actually the regulation has changed. It's so difficult now to run a debit order on any person, even if you want to now. So after a lot of work, we had to settle for a particular company, and that we did quite a good due diligence on, and we think that this is actually a good company that can deliver the goods.
And that's Eddie.
Yeah, it's just another contribution about the same direct debits. That direct debits help us in a sense that we are also starting to invest for the future. When we need to invest in a project, the money is already there, and we can only check what's the difference that we would need to add up to make it that investment to be active there and then. So by direct debit, it helps us to be able to invest for the future without any stress.
Just to add, Eddie, on the debit orders, we can actually because I asked the company that we're with now if they can be able to debit your accounts from abroad. They told me yes, they can. They just have to comply with just a certain part of the regulation. But yeah, they can start running debit orders on overseas accounts.
That's good.
And I've also addressed the tax implications as well. But I think we'll have another talk. But your monies will be safe in the trust account and in the bank account. We'll tell you where the tax problems will kick in, but we have already put in contingency plans to deal with that with the accountant in the office.
I'm looking at time, because I don't know if you've got time limit for this meeting.
Yeah, Brare, yeah, I think it's, yeah, no, we are at the end, Brare.
Yeah, it's 2 hours, 2.5 hours now.
Sorry about it.
I don't see any other hands here so far. I'm not sure if we can safely say we've covered everything now.
Yeah. On my side, I think I've covered everything, Brare. Let me thank everyone for coming to this meeting. I really appreciate it. And I believe that, guys, we are going to take this bull by its own horns and run with it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to everyone sending me WhatsApps, your contacts, email addresses of the people that you want me to talk to. Send me your contact, your email address, everything. Let's just keep talking. Let's work. And then you'll see, we're going to do the miracles. Very soon, we'll be all smiling all the way to the bank.
Where's your details, if you don't mind?
Oh, my details. Okay, I'll post them to, are you in the group, the UK group?
I just joined. I'm new. Someone said I'm from PE.
Oh, from PE.
Okay. I think maybe you might put if it's okay with you, can you put your phone number on the chat and then we can copy it?
Oh, okay.
Whatever contact we have to contact you, because some of us, we are not in any group and we just need your contact.
Yes, I'm putting it now, right now. It's
so confusing.
Okay,
and guys, how about we have a WhatsApp group that we can just share the information and ask questions there than an individual, because it is overwhelming to answer every other person individually, because we all have questions. But if we have a WhatsApp group that we can all come together and we can share information on the WhatsApp group, that in that way we all have the access to that WhatsApp group and we all have information equally.
Yeah,
yes, we've got a WhatsApp group in UK. We've got a WhatsApp group in SA. And if you give your details, Murungwa, if you give your details, I'll give your details to Eddie and she'll put you in the UK WhatsApp group, and Tembi as well. And I think a few people, then, yeah. Eddie, if you leave your numbers so that they can put their names to you.
I've put my number there, so I didn't write my name. Sorry, it's the top one, the 078091. So please send me your details on WhatsApp, and then those who need information on the business plan, depending on where you are, then I can email it to you if you need it.
What I can do, Eddie, on the business plan, I can give them a nice summary that will be easy to understand.
That would be good.
Yeah, because that one can be complex. It has got a lot of details and the number of beds and all those things, the layout plan, the top view, side view. It's a bit complex, that one. I'll do something better.
Of course, I see there's on the chat group, there's a website number. Is that the one from the website? www.ica.coop.
No, I don't know that one. www.ica.coop. No, I don't know that one.
Oh, I see it on the Promedical shareholders.
On Promedical?
Yeah.
No, ICA. No, that's International Cooperative Association.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think we are still small to subscribe. Those people, they need a lot of money. It's almost about 400,000. Okay. We're too small to subscribe.
Okay.
Yeah. Just as an addition, guys, with this cooperative, it's a beginning of an industry, but it's going to need commitment and all have a bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture and say, where we'll be in 5 years? Because if we start now, 5 years down the line, we'll be in a different position.
Very true, Eddie. From my side, I'm done, guys. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate this. This is the beginning of new things. Yeah. For now, I'm done. Barre, it's up to you. What you wanna do?
I will. No, thanks. I'll end the meeting. Thanks everyone for joining. I just became the host unprepared. Thank you.
Yeah, such a good host. Yeah.
No, thanks everyone.
You did so well, though.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I'll mute everybody next time.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks. Bye bye. Then I'm ending the meeting then.
Okay, thanks, brother. Bye.
Okay, sure. Bye bye.